Well, greetings. All right, do the chat questions. So here we go. And stay on the other side somewhere. Greetings. This is Yeshua. Much love. Much healing to you all in this time of grief for some in the political arenas, as many are forgetting what's most important is your spiritual well-being, as all the answers live with you. And to put all of your energies into one person is not exactly the right way to go about it, but many of you will learn. So whenever you're ready, I am ready to connect.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Yes.
Okay, so first up is Joyce S., and she asks, I would like to know if I was Japanese in a past life.
Yes, there was 5 lifetimes as Japanese, yes. One moment. And much of that is in your way of life, as I can see. As for food choices, at least that's what I see. Always cravings, blessings.
Joyce also asks, are there any messages for me?
Yes, to forgive yourself. The past is still lingering around you, as I see. Seems like with elderly ones around you, not necessarily family. That is what I see at this time. There will be much assistance for healing of that. And some of it I do see there. Blessings.
Okay, next is Angie77. In the city I live, they spray us daily with chemtrails. Is this having a negative effect on my community and my personal health?
In traces of it, yes. Little bits, yes. It affects nature the most, but yes, it affects everyone. Also, the sun rays is not connecting you as it could, as it is being blocked. And also, nature is not at its brightest energy because of these chemtrails. It is rewriting DNA to a certain degree. So you can do a blessing around yourself. It will help greatly. And those, what is around you also. You'd be surprised how powerful you truly are. Blessings.
Okay, second question for Angie. Are there any messages for me?
You're still learning about yourself. The future, realize that can be opened up greatly as you are. I see you seeing the future more clearly, and not just for yourself, but for others. In a meditation, I believe, you have to give this time. I believe you will. I see the prediction ability with you is what I see. Predictions of helpfulness, not of financial consumption. I believe you understand. This will take some time to develop.
Okay, next is Daria. Are there any messages from you to me?
You are, yes, going through a great strain at this time. The mind is depressed at moments. Spirit says to drink more water would help. A walk would be good outside, but also a healing, a meditation with the one, I believe a mother energy is around you. A meditation to clear some of those ruckuses going on. It would help greatly. Help with forgiveness, and also to help you see more in your astral state. As some of that's become cloudy, as this mother energy around you is causing it to cloud up because of her energy is slightly negative, as you can see. Blessings.
Okay, second question for Daria. Any messages that can give me an uplifting boost at this moment?
I believe something has been mentioned about your angelic connections. One moment. But also romance with the angels, even children, angelic children. Remember, not all of us have been brought into your reality yet. So, I understand my energy is low here because of this one. It's cold. But there's a lot of angelic children you can connect to. This should raise your spirits greatly.
Okay, next up is Wanda, 11. Can you ask my higher self for any advice on apathy, especially for me? Is it psychic, mental, or both?
It is both, but it's also what you want it to be. As for your care for others, it is increasing greatly, as also your abilities are opening up greatly also. Unforgiveness for others is opening up greatly. As you are, yes, I see energy of the stars connecting with you. I know that sounds kind of strange, but different areas of your universe I see living with you quite strongly. As the more you believe your capabilities, the more you will see more clearly. But you are on your way, though. Blessings.
Okay, second question for Wanda. I heard a channeled message that our chakras are implants, and if we don't want to be controlled by the matrix or stuck in the matrix, we need to remove them. What can you say to clarify this information?
There are implants that can be in the chakras, yes, but your chakras are not implants, though. But they have implants that can be in them, yes. I don't believe you have any at this time, but realize your earth is under a hypnosis energy that is much more stronger than an implant can do, because it is a collective, it is effective the minds of the collective. The mind is actually stronger than any implant can do. As you can see on your planet, the mind has been swindled, you could say, into a direction of looking at life. That's much stronger than any type of implant. But yes, I do not, it can happen, but I do not see any implants in the earth. Or anyone around you. Blessings.
Okay, next is Chris, 0. Any messages for me?
You're learning patience, but also you're learning to care for others. As you're becoming more aware that there's much more going on, as you're a firm believer, there's much more going on that's being told in your reality. You're also connecting to the moon energy more than you realize. That's helping much of your chakras balance and helping a mellow mood also, which is greatly desired in a world that causes chaos, though. A world that does unsettled energies around. Blessings.
Okay, second question for Chris. Can you tell me what's happening with my skin for the last few years? Doctors can't find anything wrong, even though I get a visible red rash.
Actually, I see it as a Syrian connection. When I see it in amphibian lifetimes you've had in the past, your DNA is not necessarily always connecting to the vibrations of this world. I know that sounds strange, but that is what I see. You're not... I believe you can heal it with your own energy and heal that rash. So that's not Reiki energy consistency. There is an imbalance, yes. It's also to let you know you're from other places. Like your DNA. Many come here very alien. And you are almost very alien, but still you were alien though. A lot has to do with that. But of course, your science has an explanation, but that is why I see it this time. You're just not used to this vibration. That's all. Blessings. Yes, I believe you are muted. I was not saying anything. She disconnected. One moment. What is my message for you, Earth, as she returns? Return.
Hi, sorry, I got kicked out.
Yes.
So I'll go on to the next one, if that's okay?
Yes, of course.
Okay, next is Christina G. Will Yellowstone erupt in 2017, 2000?
I believe you just disconnected again.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what's happening. Will Yellowstone erupt in 2017 to 2019?
It will have flares here and there, but nothing to worry about. It will have small ones, yes, but nothing big. I won't have to worry.
Okay, second question. Would the methane in the lava dome wipe and kill North America, or at least most of the US and Mexico?
If it erupts, yes, but it will not erupt, though. I will not put any worries in any of that. It's fine.
Okay. Next is Miguel Acosta. I had a clear quartz generator that turned out to be glass. Do you have any messages regarding that?
I would not worry too much of that. It does have energy to it. Maybe not as strong as you hope. You'd be surprised how energetic that actually is. It still has power. There's nothing wrong with glass. Yes, it has a different vibration to it, but it still has strong abilities. It depends on how much you believe in it also, because you can activate anything. I will not do your electronics, but any type of stone has abilities. Any type of glass has abilities also. It's all good. It's just different. That's blessings.
Okay, next question for Miguel. I had a car accident. I feel like I'm being heavily tested. What is going on?
Also, one moment. It seems like, yes, you've been shifted to another timeline. It's another type of thinking you're going through at this time. It is a slight shift. It is not to shift you completely off your direction, but it's another type of test. What it has to do with, one moment, is, one moment. From what I see, sometimes not, it's how you reflect more on your past life healings. Not necessarily not cause the accident, but it will help past life healings, as there's some there that are there, cannot be said public though, that need to be released greatly. It will also help you release you from any contracts to come back into this lifetime for another incarnation. That is what I'm being told at this time. Not to say, not to put you on the spot if you not do this, but just to let you know, it will help greatly in meditation or assistance from others. There's a great amount of knowledge within your path that's ready to be heard. You say this is one way of having that knowledge. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Stephanie Ritterman. I connected in astral with a group of beings and I was wanting them to work with me, but they explained that their energy is utilized when something is created and they come through the person making it and infuse their energy into it. The example they showed me was when I wire wrap crystals and I can use their energy to infuse their essence into it. If you can connect to this, I'm wondering if these beings have a name as a collective or who they are, as I'm having trouble letting that information through clearly.
They are from Maryann. 1 moment. This is not the exact name, but Pleiadians from Maryann. They like to, I believe they are short. I believe so, but Pleiadians from Maryann is a close enough description of them. That is not entirely their name, but that's a close enough name.
Okay, second question for Stephanie. Are there any messages for me that I haven't consciously received already?
Yes, your guide says you might want to slow down on your astral and concentrate on this third density, as there are some missed opportunities, but to connect more with your third density, because as for life direction, as for income also, as for life path here, it will help greatly. It will also help you in your direction, but as some of that's been neglected at this time. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Shao Ma. I have 2 spirit guides who had incarnations with me in Russia. One female is my auntie, the other is my younger brother. Can you ask them which ET species they are or what they belong to?
One moment. They are both Pleiadian. Androgynous, both of them, at one time. But both of them are mostly of Pleiadian origin. Yes, that's the strongest energy. They prefer the Pleiadian incarnations, what I'm being told. And much of it has to do with Russia, yes. Much of it does. As you see the architectures, that is a Pleiadian creation. One, partly, at least. Blessings.
Okay, second question for Shao. Do they have any messages for me?
Yes, 1 moment. They love you greatly. And your direction is of the wise direction, as you take the direction of a wise person. And they just wanted to let you know that, yes, it might not have been the easiest path, but also a path of great learning that was much needed to be learned. That's why you take these paths that you take. And this is not the only lifetime you've taken, lifetimes of great mystery and lifetimes of great independence, as you are very independent and you plan to stay that way, but of course to connect to others, but still your independence is still very strong. That's all I have to say. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Crystal Eve Snow. My friend Tim is in jail. What is the spiritual purpose for him being there?
A moment. Self-reflection. Part of him wanting to go there, part of him does not want to be there, but part of him that needs to be there to self-reflect and realize that how fragile life is, in this their density at least, that he's not caring for others as he should be, and himself for that matter. The only vibration I'm receiving for that.
Okay, second question for Crystal Eve. Are there any messages for me?
There is a reptilian council with you at this time, assisting your energy portions, your connections. You are connecting to the Syrians also as they assist this planet, because you're part of an Assyrian council as assisting this Earth at this time. As there's many worlds in Sirius that are very similar to this world. Of course, there are Palladian planets also, but the Syrians feel they're very responsible. They're responsible for this planet, and you're very much involved with the Earth's course at this time. That's all they're saying at this time. They just want to give you a briefing.
Okay, next up is Vasco. Any messages from my spirit guides?
As your awakening continues, your guides are showing stones. As the stones that you receive from your shops can take your energy and increase it to others. So it will help you with meditation, also help you assist others in healing. You can just do it with your mind. Not to say curing cancer, at least not yet, but as for healing chakras, healing lifetimes. That ability does live with you quite strongly, as I see. It's up to you to practice, and of course to heal yourself. I would practice on yourself. Blessings.
Okay, second question for Vasco. What beings are around me, and do they have any messages?
Many Palladians are around you at this time, as they are curious of your incarnation here and your assistance of others around you, as you care deeply for those that you're close with, and realize those lifetimes go on a long time, and also your forgiveness is quite strong. They just want to commend you on your friendship to others. Of course, it's not always to everyone, but those that are kind to you, of course. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Danielle Spencer. How might I move my current living situation forward for myself and my family?
One moment. Yes, can you repeat that question again? I don't think I quite understood it.
Okay, how might I move my current living situation forward for myself and my family?
Well, first off, it's best to move where you want to move. Of course, that's not always the case for everyone, but wherever you feel most comfortable is usually the best place. That way, the moving has a lot of enthusiasm behind it. If you're going to somewhere you're not going to move to, the more happiness you have with the place you're going to stay, the place you plan on staying for a long time. This is where you just want to make sure you're going to the right place, basically. And everything else will come together. Blessings.
Okay, Danielle's second question. What ET race have I been the most besides human?
Zeta Gray. There have been reptilians. many reptilian lifetimes, actually. Not all, there's some negative, but mostly positive. Amphibious beings. One moment. Yes, many beings of the water, such as your dolphin energies. I believe you're a human being, yes, but a being that LES canine, is canine's very strong with you. But a human being that can swim underwater, basically, an aquatic being. So there is some human alterations, but the canine energy is very strong with you.
Okay, next up is Amy. My son Luke wants to know if there are any messages for him.
All these guys are saying continue your studies. Even if you're not in school, to continue your studies. It is very important, and he knows what this is talking about. Awesome.
Okay, second question. My son Luke wants to know if he and our cat Asher have had galactic experiences together.
Yes, as felines, yes, but also as humanoid. I believe, yes, as we're humans. One moment. And also, in the Andromeda, in Andromeda, you were humans without a body. More energy beings, sixth density beings. Awesome.
Does the cat have a message for him?
Yes, be good to yourself, laugh a lot, and not get into any trouble. Try not to drink too much. Awesome.
Okay, next up is Thomas Pedersen. Are there any messages for me?
Yes, you're going through a healing phase at this time. It's been very difficult. But to continue on, call on Archangel Michael to bring much assistance. And there's much there to be released and understood. As your galactic lifetimes are awakening, I believe you have an idea of this. Blessings.
Okay, Thomas's second question. I had an incident on Friday where I was going to channel the angel Lucifer, and suddenly I heard alien or demonic chanting from my PC speakers. What was this, or who was it? Because it gave me the creeps and scared me a bit. I had to take a walk to calm my nerves, and I don't wish to experience that again.
Yes, this was, I believe, reptilians that were scaring you from his energy. This was not Lucifer. This was other beings that were playing a joke on you to see if you have what it takes to connect to Lucifer. But you do, just continue on. Don't let that fear you too much, but yes, that was very real, of course. Just send your energy to your positive energy to your electronics. You will be fine. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Ra. What are my connections to Samantha, and is there anything she would like me to know at this time?
One moment. Connections is of, I see romance. I'm not sure what you are seeing, but I see romantic connections. As for messages, she is like a guardian angel to you at this time. Assisting you. One moment. Helping you make the right decision, as there are crucial decisions to be made. Not to say it's happening soon, but you have an extra hand right now to assist you in your decision making. There's something else which she's the one to go to right now. Not here. But either way, because it's personal. Blessings to you.
Ra also asks, do I have any messages?
I believe your guides have message. mentioned this. You have a lot of connections, one moment, to Mars, Jupiter, Venus. And your guides want you to realize that these places are very real. They do have civilizations. And in meditation, or however you want to connect with it psychically, because all these places have messages for you. Basically, the main message here, you have had lifetimes in each of these places as a feline being. What they're saying is that you've had lifetimes as your first life. Even on worlds that do not allow feline beings, you still have showed up as one. As this is what you once, as I believe you were brought to those worlds that were aware, of course, of alien interaction. As a feline being, you would go there and then have the incarnation within their society after you felt that this is the right vibration for you. That is the message. That's the message.
Okay, next up is Stephen Davies. I made a mistake and got myself into a mess and attracted negative entities. What damage did they do to me and have they gone?
Yes, they are gone. I will not put too much worry into that. Just do an angelic energy of light around you. You call on my energies if you like, but I will not put too much worry into that. The more you worry that they cause a problem, the more it will cause a problem. Just you ask for the angelic energy of light to clear your space, clear you and your chakras, you should be fine. Ask for Metatron's help. He knows what he's there for. Blessings.
Okay. Second question for Stephen.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. So second question, are there any messages?
Yes, I will send you energy. And the others, actually, I'm assisting right now. I will not put too much work on that situation. What your guides are saying, that it was good to be worried, but to protect yourself more, but yes, to continue on your journey. Also, they want to tell you, and this is going to continue on, it seems, the Jupiter energy is with you, as you've had many lifetimes there. And those lifetimes should come back eventually slowly to a meditation or through psychic connections. Because you've had a long time there for your earth incarnations. Understand those are fast lifetimes, but you were there for quite some time, it seems. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Carol McLaughlin. Are there any messages?
Yes, any messages? Yes, your guides are saying to concentrate on what you want. That's not always, you're not always doing it. You do that, but then you get sidetracked at times. Also, your manifestation ability is actually stronger than you might think. The small things matter. Manifest small things, whatever it might be. A call from a loved one. Give it time, of course. But realize, it doesn't have to be a Ferrari. It can be something just as a kind gesture from someone.
Okay, second question for Carol. Are there any messages for my son, James?
Yes, to concentrate on his work, never mind what others think, as sometimes that does bother him greatly. To continue on his path, but sometimes what others think are causing him to not think clearly on his path. At least that was very strong in his past. It's not so much right now, but it will help him in his future day, because sometimes he misses opportunities, small ones, but still opportunities, because of what others are thinking. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Maryann A. Are there any messages for me?
I'm not sure how you feel about frogs, but you do have a close connection to them in spirit. They are lovely creatures. Not everyone loves them, but I believe the spirit energy lives with you quite strongly. Your guides want you to know this. Yes. They're great healers, and for you to connect to them. If you wish, I believe you can feel the vibration of just the amphibian energies from them. It is a lot of humor there, a lot of kindness there. But this world needs a great amount of right now. Blessings.
Okay, so second question for Maryann is, what is my connection with Melchizedek? And I believe Melchizedek was a priest that was mentioned in the book of Genesis.
Yes.
Melchizedek.
Yes, one moment. Yes, I believe you were this priest's son. And yes, they did have children back then. Yes, they erased it from the Bible, as they still do now. I believe you were the son of this one. Yes. And you had a different way of, you did not follow his path either. You did your own thing. But yes, you have a strong connection to him. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Donna Riggs. First question, what information can you share about the scientists that were lost for 2 weeks in the South Pole and were silent and afraid when they surfaced? Why were they afraid?
Well, yes, they connected to Agartha. But they also connected to the dark side of Agartha also. And many beings telling them to shut up about what they saw. And yes, and they scared them to death. I believe some of them are reptilians, but not all of them. Some of them are government officials that are in Agartha. Yes. That is what happened at this time.
Okay. Second one for Donna. Would you please tell me a piece of information that will enrich my life tonight?
Well, enrichment, your guys are saying chocolate cake would be an enrichment, is what this are here now. Enrichment also is, understand, you have, one moment, a lot of Martian connections that will help you understand your lifetime here. And meditation will help you go into this. I believe you were a merchant male in that time period. We've had female lifetimes there also, but I'm not sure how you are in fashion, but you were a great dresser during those times. He was a male, and mostly as a female, but as a male, you were a business merchant, as what they called on that planet. But as a female, you had many exotic lifetimes. Different than what you see here, though, but very enriched lifetimes, let's put it that way. Blessings. That's what your God wishes. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Symmetry. Any messages for me?
Yes, your guides want you on one moment. Yes, I realize your lifetime. So what's your ordeals of what's happening now? I believe it's the same message you heard in the past, but the more you know what you want, the easier it will be to manifest it, to bring it. Yes, it will have its ups and downs, but I believe you can make it in your direction that you wish to go in. Freelance, away from your schoolings, it's whatever feels right for you, basically. And also, your guys want you to know you have a lot of Greek lifetimes, ancient time periods as an artist. One moment. Sculptor. One moment. You're around sculptors, but I don't believe you were a sculptor. You did other type of artistic ability. They're not saying what it was exactly. It was of the arts, though. Blessings. Yes. Drawings. Yes. Blessings.
Okay, Symmetry, second question. Any updates on my spiritual growth?
It is taking its time. It is not there to overwhelm you too much, as you have much to understand in this reality. As for living, what to do with your life, but your spiritual awakening is, I believe, the ability for channeling does live with you, but give it some time. First, you have to sort out your life, as for direction, feel calm, and without a lot of worries. The less stress, the better. But it does live with you. You can channel the Zetas, yes. You can do that now if you wish. It might actually make you feel better. That's up to you. Yes, I believe you. Give it a whirl, but yes, be careful, of course.
Okay, next up is Chloe. How do members of the Galactic Federation of Light get picked to be on a mothership?
I think over 1,000. But sometimes a few hundred. All depends on what's going on. Depends on the size of the ship, because a mothership can be a different size. Usually 1,000, but the lowest is 100.
Okay, so I think it just, it may have cut out, but the question was, how do members of the Galactic Federation of Light get picked to be on a mothership?
Oh, how they get picked?
Yes.
One moment. Well, first off, they have to be one to be picked. They have to be wanting to go on their missions, but it's who is the most qualified. But also, they allow anybody to go, basically. If you want to go, you can go. But, of course, you have to have, we can call it the education survival skills to know. It's not as difficult as it is on this planet. There only is a few chosen ones. It is easier on other worlds.
Okay, Chloe's second question. I encountered an old man with a red shirt asking for money in the grocery store parking lot. Was this guy a reptilian? What was he doing?
He was controlled, yes, by reptilian and also lower energy Syrian energies. He was not a reptilian, but there was some manipulation going on, right?
Okay, next up is Diana. Any messages from my father, Mel?
Yes, he says to continue on your studies. I don't know why he says that, but he does. He has his reasons for saying that, but it'll all be worth it. And he's around your mother most of the time. He's around her most of the time. Of course, he's around you, but around most of your mother. That is all right now.
Okay, second question for Diana. I want to go home. When I ask where is home, I hear Elohim. Is there a message for me about this?
Yes, they're very much involved with your energy, but also you're connected to very much the Pleiadians and Arcturians. But yes, with the Elohim, you've had many incarnations with them, yes. And they are assistants also for you to awaken your spiritual abilities. Lessons.
Okay, next up is Gray Joyride. Are there any messages for me?
Way to continue what you are doing. Continue your path. You're advancing quite well, even if you might not see the results. Also, an angelic connection that is actually stronger than you might think. There's also some reptilian past that you have that could be interesting for you to explore. Yes, it would be. Yes, Napoleon on your planet, you've had a connection with him in the past. You've known him in a past life. It would be interesting for you to take a look at that. Lessons.
Okay, second question for Gray Joyride. How does the aura and chakras work, and how are they used daily?
Your auras and chakras are all part of your angelic system. It's just like how your blood is in your body to function. Your chakras, your energy, your soul works with your chakras. It is like the engine of your body. It's your spiritual engine, basically. It is your lifetimes. It is everything. Your angelic connections, all information is downloaded into your chakra system. It is which is your soul is strongly connected to. And your chakra system actually goes with your soul. I don't know, of course. So it is part of your, all energies have a system, basically. So yes, this is your angelic engine, you can say. And your aura is how you are feeling. It is how your interactions are going, because your aura connects to others around you. When you connect with someone, they feel your aura. So it's your communication with others. So there's a lot there. Blessings.
Okay. And my name is Stacy,
Yes.
and I'm the last for the evening.
Yes.
So last week I had decided to do some reading outside. It was just like finally we had some sun, and I felt the urge to look up and saw a bald eagle flying over me. And I was in an area that it's very rare to see a bald eagle where I am. So I was just wondering what the message was there.
It's confirmation that you are in the right direction. Also, there's many beings around you at this time. I believe you're aware. Pleiadian energy is around you. They are assisting you in your second awakening process, you can say, as you're becoming more grounded with the earth. Also, Mother Nature is speaking to you through that bald eagle, you can say, as it will become more clear between you and nature. Will become more clear over time when you are ready, as I believe Agartha will be connecting to you shortly, from what it seems.
Okay, interesting. Okay, my second question is actually for you. I'm really happy that you came in.
Yes.
So last night I decided to do a channeling to connect with you.
Yes.
And I felt like I have a hard time figuring out whether they're my thoughts or whether they're messages. So what I noticed was when I was thinking of your face and thinking of what I felt you looked like,
yes.
And connecting to you, I all of a sudden was going back through different moments in time where I had handled a situation, or I had say a discussion with somebody, and it was like it gave me an alternate ending to it where it's like, this is how I could handle it in the future. It wasn't like I was upset about anything. It was like, but this is how you could have handled it better. And just like almost constructive criticism in a way of just like, not even criticism, just I guess guidance. So I was not sure if it was just divine guidance and divine wisdom coming in, or if that was actually me channeling you and your way of guiding me.
Yes, so it was me channeling. Yes, you were channeling me. Yes. As your ego is still playing tricks on you, as it seems. But yes, the more you channel, the more less likely that will happen. You just have to believe I am coming through, but also ask your ego to step aside. But yes, give yourself time. But yes, I am going through your life processes to help you see the future more clearly. Ask for decision making. But also, there's an alternative to my history that I'm giving you also that has not been brought forth yet.
Okay, great. Yeah, I felt great about it. I didn't feel like I was thinking on my grocery list. Like I wasn't distracted in that sense.
Yes.
So what I was thinking was good, and it was guidance, and it was movement towards the right direction. So I guess that maybe is the difference. As long as it's a positive direction and movement, then it's probably a message and guidance.
Yes, it is. You're getting used to it. It takes time for this to fully sink in. It takes a long time to get used to this type of connection, but you are connecting well. Spirit is guiding you as your guides are there with you every moment, not to worry, but they have your hand is what they say. But also they say you can assist the children that are around you also when the time is right, because you have messages for them, it seems.
Okay, great. Yeah, I felt a really heavy pressure in my left hand.
Yes. Yes.
And I work with kids, so there
Yes.
we go. All right. Well, thank you so much. That's it for chat
Yes.
tonight. Thank you, Yeshua.
Yeshua. Yes, blessings. Blessings to you all. And good night. See you everywhere. All right, blessings. Thank you. All right.